Okay, so think about this. What if language in a song wasn't just about, the dictionary definition?
Hmm.
What if it was more about the sound, the actual texture of the words, how they feel?
That's a really neat way to put it. Yeah, it kind of shifts the focus, doesn't it? From just understanding the message to experiencing the language almost like another instrument.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's pretty much the idea we're exploring today. We're doing a deep dive into this song, Firlefanz by Doza Crew.
right. Using the sources, we have the lyrics and also that transcript bit.
Yeah, exactly. So our goal really is to see what these sources tell us about the song's language, which seems pretty unique, and also the sound it describes. How do those two things work together?
And the sources, well, they point right away to something specific, don't they?
They really do. It's this mix of quite unusual German words. The sources even hint at them sounding almost alien,
Mm-hmm.
paired with a description of a really unique sound.
Okay, so let's maybe start with the words. Looking at those lyrics, what really stood out, for me anyway, was this deliberate choice of words you just don't hear much.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just one or two scattered about. It's like a whole list. You've got Firlefanz, Kleimen, Kinkerlitzen, uh, Tohua Bohu, Mumpitchiker, Tinnef.
Right, lots of words for like nonsense, clutter, trivial stuff. They have a certain sound, kind of playful, maybe a bit archaic.
Definitely. And then there are others like Galkel to juggle or conjure, Lumeln for lounging around.
Norig, like gnarled wood, kausig meaning quirky, skro of schroben, eccentric, peculiar,
Allerliegst, lassiv.
nerisch, obscure. Yeah. A lot of these describe odd looks or behaviors. It gives off this feeling of strangeness or maybe whimsy.
It feels less like they're telling a clear story
Mm.
and more like the words themselves are the point. Like they've been picked for how they sound, their character, their texture, maybe.
Which makes you wonder, okay, if the dictionary meaning isn't the only thing, how are they being used? And that, I think, is where the other source comes in that transcript excerpt.
Right, because that gives us a hint about the delivery. It's really striking how some words look, well, broken up or spelled phonetically.
Yeah, like Kaksalberu or Hokuspus to FF, TDFK, Kimper.
Knisterprasse, Schurkdiepsen, Verigen, Totbimmen. Exactly. It sort of suggests that the actual sound, the phonetics, might be more important than, say, perfect grammar or clear pronunciation.
So the voice itself becomes part of the soundscape.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost messing with those carefully chosen words, maybe running them together. And the sources mention instrumentals too, so it's not just the voice creating the sound.
Okay, so you've got this almost curated list of unusual evocative German words from the lyrics, but then maybe performed, like the transcript suggests, in a way that breaks them down or emphasizes the sound over the sense.
And that specific combination seems to be what the sources identify as creating the song's whole vibe. So if we pull back a bit, what the sources seem to be saying is the song builds its own little world, maybe nonsensical, maybe a bit dreamlike, maybe just odd.
And it does that not through a straightforward message, but through this very specific collection of German words and how they're presented sonically. The feel and the sound of the language itself.
Right, so for you listening to this, what's the takeaway? Well, the sources show Firlefanz uses this list of unusual German words, Firlefanz, Kleinbim, Tohua Bohu, obscure, those kinds of words.
Combined with the sound, hinted at by the transcript, that might be fragmented or unconventional, plus the instrumental parts.
And the sources suggest this specific mix creates a really distinct atmosphere, maybe even that alien quality mentioned.
It kind of invites you, the listener, to focus less on decoding meaning and more on the aesthetic feel, the phonetic quality of it all.
So here's something to think about. When words are chosen specifically to feel maybe a bit strange or whimsical, like Mumpitchiker or Verschroben, and the sound itself is unusual or maybe distorted, what does that make you feel?
Yeah. What's the experience beyond just understanding? What's the power in using language and sound this way to build a world that's maybe nonsensical or dreamlike, purely through its sonic and linguistic texture like these sources suggest Firlefanz is doing?